Dragon SpaceX, for your awareness, ground is stepping into cycling the orbit tank isolation valves to equalize low flow pressure.
Dragon copy.
Higher way.
SpaceX, you have a go for step 5.1. When ready, report go for launch.
Dragon copies, go for 5.1.
It
The pull
continues.
is complete, and the team is ready for crew access arm retract, propellant load, and launch. For all operators in MCCX and Hangar X, both control rooms will go into lockdown at T-minus 45 minutes and will remain in that state until the launch escape system is disarmed. All operators are to remain at their console and maintain a sterile cockpit until MD confirms successful disarming of the launch escape system following orbit insertion or propellant offload in the event of a scrub. For non-urgent no-go conditions, brief the CE or LD and they will approve aborting the countdown. For urgent issues affecting the safety of the operation, operators shall call hold on the countdown net. Launch control will abort the launch auto sequence immediately and proceed into the launch abort auto sequence. At T-minus 10 seconds, launch control will be hands-off and relying on automated abort criteria for the remainder of the count. Operators shall advise the launch director whether structural breakup or fire is imminent or occurring per Dragon manual escape flight rules. Launch control, you may proceed with arming the crew arm for movement.
Cadet proceeding to arm the crew arm for movement.
Our screen
Crew
here
arm
shortly.
retraction has started.
Checked in with
Crew
the
arm retraction is complete.
So it will
Dragon
be that.
SpaceX, you have a go for step 6.3, close visors and arm launch escape system.
Dragon copies, we're ready to close visors and arm the launch escape system. SpaceX Dragon, visors are closed. We're ready to send the command.
SpaceX copies, you have a go to arm the launch escape system.
So arming the launch escape system.
Copy, go.
Launch
been
escape
given
system
this-
is verified armed.
So crew
Falcon 9
started,
tanks will be venting for the start of propellant load. Expect loud venting.
and the crew right
Propellant
now.
load has started.
Dragon will
Start of
target.
Stage 1 cryohelium moving.
Definitely.
Beginning stage
And
2 cryohelium vent shortly. Expect loud venting.
to
Stage 2
SpaceX in
RP1
Hawthorne,
load is complete.
California.
Stage makes
Dragon
up the
SpaceX for update. Falcon 9, Dragon, and weather remain go. We're tracking no holds against launch today.
Dragon copies, that's great news.
this
Stage
recovery.
2 LOX load is starting.
Dragon SpaceX, confirmed crew displays are configured for launch.
Displays are configured for launch.
We copy. From the entire SpaceX team, it's been a pleasure working together. Good luck and Godspeed Crew-12. Enjoy the ride.
Stage 1
92%.
RP1 load is complete.
This 5-minute
Falcon
mark.
9 tanks will begin pressurizing for strong back retract.
Dragon is in configure for terminal count.
Those will begin
retract has started.
for on
Stage 1 LOX load is complete.
for
Dragon is in terminal count and is on internal power.
Stage 2 LOX load is complete.
Dragon is in auto idle.
now gas close.
closeouts will start in 5 seconds. Expect loud venting.
FTS is armed and Falcon 9 is in startup.
Great call
Dragon is
out.
in countdown.
Crew
Dragon
12.
SpaceX, go for launch.
Great call out there. Go for launch. At the time of launch, space
SpaceX
station.
Dragon, we are go for launch.
The statute
T-minus
miles
30
over the
seconds.
south.
T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff. Go Falcon, go Dragon, and Godspeed Crew-12.
And liftoff. Freedom flies bound for the International Space Station. 1.7 million pounds of thrust now propelling Falcon 9 and Crew-12. Vehicle is pitching downrange and all 9 Merlin vehicles have lit. We're getting good call-outs on the first stage performance and propulsion so far.
Plus 30 seconds into the Crew-12 mission on board Dragon and Falcon 9. The vehicle is going to throttle down in preparation for max Q. That's the largest structural load that the vehicle will see on ascent.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Good call outs there.
Stage 1 throttle down.
There's that call out for stage 1 throttle down. Pass through max Q in a few seconds here.
Max Q.
Great news. We have passed through max Q.
Vehicle is supersonic.
That call out that the vehicle is supersonic means it's traveling faster than the speed of sound.
Stage 1 throttle up.
Stage 1 now throttling up.
1 Bravo.
That call out for 1 Bravo
Copy, 1
means
Bravo.
we're in the second and final abort mode for the first stage, continuing to get good performance. The crew is now already pulling over 2 Gs. Next up, we'll have a couple events happening in rapid succession. First is that engine chill on the second stage MVAC engine, and then we'll have MECO, or main engine cutoff, where the 9 engines on the first stage will cut off ahead of the first and second stages, separating from one another. Then the single Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage will ignite, continuing to carry Crew-12 to orbit, while the first stage begins its journey back to Earth.
The 9 Merlin engines are starting to throttle down and standing by for MECO, or main engine cutoff.
Stage 1 throttle down.
There's that call out. And in just a few seconds here, we will have MECO stage separation, stage 1 flip maneuver for the booster to make its way back to Earth, SES-1, and the start of the boost back burn.
MECO.
2-Alpha.
Copy, 2-Alpha.
Stage separation confirmed. MVAC position.
And incredible views. We've had MECO stage separation. You can see that booster coming back down to Earth, and that MVAC engine has ignited, which you can see clearly there on your screen. And the Dragon spacecraft with Crew-12 is still attached to the Falcon 9 second stage. The next milestone that we have coming up will be the start of the stage 1 boost back burn. And that burn is the first of 3 burns that stage 1 has to help it return back to Earth.
We are now 3 minutes and 30 seconds into today's flight of Crew-12. The second stage of the lone Merlin engine has lit and continues to burn, as you can see on your screen. Stage 2 continues to be performing well with a good trajectory, and will continue firing until we reach about 8 minutes into today's flight.
Dragon,
View.
SpaceX, nominal trajectory.
Getting good call-outs of the trajectory, as well as our first views of the crew inside Freedom. A few minutes remaining in this burn before a couple of these astronauts will experience weightlessness for the first time. The crew's G-load did dip right when we hit that MECO, or main engine cutoff event, and now it's going to continue to build up again until the second stage shuts down. Everything's still continuing to go well. Now 4 minutes and 45 seconds into today's launch of Crew-12.
Dragon, SpaceX, nominal trajectory.
Second stage will continue to fire
Dragon copy, Nominal.
until close to 9 minutes into the flight, which will accelerate Dragon to more than 17,000 miles per hour and place our crew in orbit. This Merlin vacuum engine can produce over 220,000 pounds of thrust in the vacuum of space.
Meanwhile, the first stage booster is now on its way back to landing zone 40. Stage 1 is coasting, has already coasted to apogee, and the grid fins are helping to guide it back to Earth. And we've already had the boost back burn, so the next event coming up will be the entry burn. That will be 3 of those 9 M1D engines reigniting, and that helps slow the vehicle down as it's re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. Once that entry burn concludes, we use the drag.
SpaceX, nominal trajectory.
We use the drag from the atmosphere to help slow the vehicle down until landing.
Dragon copy.
And that entry burn is coming up in just about 20 seconds from now. Falcon Falcon 9 does have a heat shield that is designed to protect the engines in the vehicle from that combined thermal and aerodynamic loading during max entry Q, which is the moment of max stress on the vehicle during entry.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And you've heard that call out. The entry burn has begun.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
And the entry burn has concluded for the first stage vehicle. 2 of 3 burns done. Next up will be the landing burn for the first stage.
Dragon, SpaceX, nominal trajectory.
And everything.
Dragon copy.
Everything continuing to be nominal. We're about 20 seconds away or so from that landing burn starting up on the first stage. It'll be a single center E9 engine that ignites.
Stage 1 transonic.
And helps slow the vehicle down just in time to touch down for landing at our newest landing zone 40.
We have just a couple minutes.
Stage 2 FPS has saved.
The landing burn has begun. Let's watch as Falcon 9 touches down.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
And what an excellent view of Falcon 9 touching down for the very first time at landing zone 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station.
Congratulations, that is so exciting to see. And on your screen, you also have a great view of the second stage continuing to fire. That burn is going to last for just about another minute. And then we'll have SECO, or second engine cutoff, which will occur where the lone Merlin vacuum engine cuts off and stops firing.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
Once that happens, the second stage will continue to coast for about 3 minutes while still attached to Dragon, until Dragon is then commanded to separate. At this point, Dragon will be flying free with Crew-12 on board and in Earth's orbit.
Shannon.
Copy, Shannon.
And that call out for Shannon refers to Shannon, Ireland, and is our final abort zone in the second stage. Continuing to get good performance. After this second stage,
Stage 2 shutdown.
There we had that call out for SECO and engine shutdown.
Dragon, SpaceX, we have a nominal orbit insertion.
That is great news.
Dragon copies, nominal insertion. Wonderful ride.
Hearing good call outs following second stage.
Disarmed.
You heard that call out that the crew is in a nominal or as expected orbit. So again, we're going to continue to coast for a few minutes after SECO to allow those rates and motion from the burn to settle out. There are some small reaction thrusters on the upper part of the second stage that can be used to counteract any residual motion, basically making sure that we're in a stable coast before Dragon separates from Falcon, which will happen, as you see on your screen, right on time. Dragon now flying free.
Dragon separation confirmed.
Dragon copies.
What a great view with the Crew-12 crew on board Dragon Freedom separating from Falcon 9's second stage.
Dragon Freedom, Chief Engineer, Jessica, Jack, Sophie, Andrey, welcome to orbit. On behalf of the entire Falcon team, we thank you for flying with Falcon 9. Dragon will take you from here. Over to our launch director for a few words.
It turns out Friday the 13th is a very lucky day. Jessica, Jack, Sophie, Andrey, it's been a pleasure training with you and preparing for your flight. From the entire Falcon launch team, thank you, good luck, and Godspeed to the crew of Freedom.
Thank you, team. That was quite a ride. Thank you, SpaceX, Falcon 9, and NASA teams.
We copy and appreciate those words, Crew-12. We saw nominal dehumidifier activation and service section Draco checkouts. Nose cone deploy continues nominally as well.
And with...
We copy all. Thanks, Mary.
Docking to the space.
Dragon, SpaceX, we saw a nominal nose cone opening, TCS, and forward bulkhead Draco checkouts.
Dragon, copy.
And again, that confirmation that nose cone is
and with
fully
that, Dragon,
open.
There are 5 minutes remaining in our current ground station pass. At this time, you are welcome to introduce your zero-G indicator. We copy, Dragon, and with that, I can let you know that we had nominal GNC checkouts. Our next burn is our phasing burn per your forward view.
Dragon copies will be monitoring. Houston, Dragon on the big loop. How do you read?
Dragon, this is Houston. Good day. Hope you guys are well. Have you loud and clear.
Have you the same? Houston, Dragon on the big loop. How do you hear?
It's great to hear your voice. Hear you loud and clear, and I see you from the cupola.
Got you loud and clear as well, Chris. We were incredibly excited to see the ISS through our docking port window before we even started getting seated, so can't wait to see you, buddy.
Really looking forward to seeing you guys here.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Ground is go for approach initiation and has enabled the maneuver. Expected maneuver start time is approximately 1833.
1833 for AI.
Again, seeing the core there on your screen, communicating with the Crew-12 crew.
SpaceX Dragon on Dragon ground. We're in 4.010, reporting successful intercom checks in step 5.2.
SpaceX copies good intercom checks. That's complete with 5.2.
SpaceX Dragon on Dragon ground. We are complete with 4.010 and proceeding to 4.011.
SpaceX copies 4.010 is complete. You are go to open 4.011 and hold in 1.1. We will follow up on this procedure after approach initiation.
We will.
Dragon copies. We are holding on step 1 of 4.011.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Approach initiation maneuver complete. Nominal.
Dragon copies. Nominal AI.
Dragon SpaceX on Dragon to ground for suit leak checks.
SpaceX Dragon go.
You are go to execute section 1 of 4.011. When you complete section 1, you can proceed into section 2, but then we're going to hold. We're still about 5 minutes from being able to do the suit leak checks while we are still looking at the rest of the vehicle and making sure that we're good for approach.
Dragon copies. We got to go for section 1, and we'll hold in section 2 while you guys finish up for about 5 minutes.
Dragon SpaceX for 4.011.
SpaceX Dragon go.
Ground is ready for suit leak checks, so you are go to start with step 2.1. Waiting for your call in 2.2, and then we'll give you a go.
Dragon copies. We'll get into 2.1 and give you a call, or 2.2. SpaceX Dragon, we're ready to pressurize in 2.2.
SpaceX copies. You are go for commanding in 2.3. Initiate suit leak check.
Dragon is initiating suit leak check.
Dragon SpaceX. Looks like we're low on suit 3. Can we go ahead and halt the suit leak check and we'll try again?
It looks like we are in a brief period of handover between our satellites, and we'll regain views and communication with the crew here shortly. They are continuing to step through those procedures and leak check Space Station 4.
Dragon SpaceX, for awareness, we're about to come up on a tedious handover on Dragon to ground. This next TDRS pass will start at about 1849. That's 1849. At this time, I'll have crew execute step 2.8 to investigate suit 3, and we'll follow up for the next suit leak check at 1849.
All right, Drag Top, you want us to execute the troubleshoot steps now, and we'll do another leak check after the TDRS pass at 1849.
Good, read back. Talk to you then. Dragon SpaceX on Dragon to ground for suit leak checks.
Dragon's listening.
All right, just want to confirm if you were able to step through all substeps of 2.8 for the suit openings and verified closed, and if you reported anything found.
We stepped through everything. It looked like my right glove may have had been only half a white tooth, but that's the only abnormality we found on all the zippers.
Okay, copy that. Looking at that zipper, just for my awareness, did we look at the umbilical at all, or the O-rings?
Yeah, we did. We looked at the umbilical, the O-rings looked good, all those connections looked good, and then we looked at the suit, the visor as well, and that seal looks decent.
Okay, copy. At that point, we're more than likely going to be ready to step into the next suit leak check. Standby 1 will get ready on the ground, and I'll give you a call. If you can go ahead and return to step 2.1 and give me a go when you guys are ready to pressurize, and we'll be giving you that go shortly.
Got it. SpaceX Dragon, we're ready to pressurize for suit leak check in 2.2.
All right, SpaceX copies on Dragon to ground. You are go for commanding. Initiate suit leak check.
I was very excited to make it to the International Space Station.
SpaceX Dragon, 4 nominal suits.
SpaceX copies and concurs. Good news, Jack. We see 4 healthy suits.
And with that confirmation, we heard...
Great, yeah, we're just as happy about that as well, and that's the end of this procedure. Thanks.
SpaceX copies. Exiting 4.011. We'll go back to approach monitoring. Next event will be the mid-course maneuver coming up. Per your forward view, just about 4.5 minutes.
Dragon.
So this is a view inside of Dragon Freedom's cabin.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Mid-course maneuver complete. Trajectory converged on waypoint 0.
Dragon copies.
Again, with a question.
SpaceX here on Dragon to ground.
SpaceX Dragon timeline. Can you give us a new planned docking time? The updated docking time?
A firm, standby 1.
And so the ground is going to take a look at if the docking time has adjusted at all following the burns that we have been covering this morning.
Dragon SpaceX for expected docking time.
Ready to copy.
All right, on Dragon to ground, expected time is about 2011. That's 2011.
2011. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Ground is go for approach 0, and we'll be enabling the maneuver shortly. Expected approach 0 start at 1921 Zulu. That's 1921 Zulu. Reminder that Dragon will nominally continue approach through waypoint 1 towards waypoint 2.
Go for approach 0 or 1921.
Station, this is Houston on the big loop. Expect to start monitoring Dragon in approximately 45 minutes for node 2 zenith. Additionally, for Chris, we're seeing that the RPOP information is likely no joy, so you'll likely be PCS and potentially centerline camera only for approach monitoring.
Station copies all. Begin monitoring in 45 minutes, and I see the same on the RPOP display, and copy centerline approach camera and PCS only.
Houston copies. That's a good readback.
SpaceX Dragon on Dragon to ground.
SpaceX ready to copy Dragon to ground.
Just a question. You guys are running our cooling. Is it any chance that we can make it a little bit cooler in here for the rest of the rendezvous, or do we set it to full cold right now?
SpaceX copies. Right now we're already in full hex, so I think the current temperature we're going to proceed with through docking. How copy?
We're after that. Thank you, sir.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Approach 0 is in progress. A trajectory has converged on waypoint 1.
Copy.
Aboard the space station.
Dragon on Dragon to ground.
SpaceX ready on Dragon to ground.
Yeah, we during the PMC we had a little bit ago. We made a tentative plan to do another PMC as soon as possible after the docking, and we're going to go forward with that plan. So if you just got the surgeon ready for us after we get all docked, we would appreciate that.
SpaceX copies, and yes, we are tracking that and we'll be ready to support.
Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. SpaceX Dragon, we just want to confirm we expect, and when do we think we're going to get to go for suit docking?
A firm docking at about 2011. Go for suit docking will be immediately following hard capture complete approximately 10 minutes later.
Okay, that's what we're talking to. Appreciate it.
All right, copy. And
I think that's all of our questions.
Copy. We are back on Dragon to ground.
Just some comms there. The crew asking when they'll be able to doff or get out of their spacesuits. Sounds like it'll be about 10 minutes after hard capture. At the top left-hand corner, and there it goes. That was Earth.
SpaceX Dragon with a question.
SpaceX is here on Dragon to ground.
We have one more 30-second question for the doc. If there's time now, we can wait a few minutes.
A firm, standby 1.
That's actually where
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop, approach 1 and soft capturing extension will begin shortly. Dragon will continue approach to waypoint 2.
Just about 12 minutes away.
Station Houston on the big loop. Please monitor approach per step 3 of 1.102, Dragon approach and retreat monitoring. Chris, let us know when your review is complete and when you are ready for docking.
Station copies all, picking up step 3, 1.102.
You got it, good read.
And we are through waypoint 1. Before reaching waypoint 1
and,
mission.
Station review is complete, ready for docking.
Houston copies, you are ready for docking. Station Houston on the big loop. At waypoint 2, Dragon will briefly pause to align for docking, then automatically resume approach.
Station copies all.
Dragon SpaceX.
SpaceX Dragon on the big loop. SpaceX Dragon on the big loop. Visors on.
All right, SpaceX copies, visors down, and I can confirm soft capturing extension complete. We are not planning to hold at waypoint 2. We'll go through approach 2 prep.
No hold on approach 2.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. We did copy that the visors are down, looking for confirmation that crew are ready and go for approach 2.
Crew is ready for approach 2.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Ground is go for approach 2 and will be enabling approach 2 shortly.
Copy, so.
Space station orbit
All players, this is Houston on the big loop. Dragon is on final approach and is go for docking. Please monitor for steps 5 and 6 in 1.102, Dragon approach and retreat monitoring.
Station copies, monitoring step 5 and 6.
10 meters.
Copy, 10.
Just hearing some callouts between the crew and the core. The distance between Dragon and the International Space Station, just under 10 meters.
Freedom is approaching 5 meters away from the International Space Station.
Copy, 5.
Showing a great view from the International Space Station. You can see the short distance between Dragon. Just 3 meters away.
2 meters.
Copy 2.
Continuing to close in.
1 meter.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Dragon contact and soft capture complete.
Soft capture complete.
And contact confirmed. Dragon made contact with the International Space Station at 12:15 p.m. Pacific time, flying 277 statute miles over South Africa.
And about 10 minutes after that contact moment.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Ring retraction in progress.
Copy.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Ring retraction complete. Docking sequence holding for MCS reconfiguration.
Station Houston on the big loop. MCS configured. We are proceeding with hook driving.
Station copies.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Hard capture complete. And at this time, you are go to step into suit doffing.
Shuttle contact, we have bridged the legacy of humankind's continuous presence in space, spanning more than 25 years at this very site. The International Space Station is more than a structure, it is a promise kept, decades in the making, built by nations, sustained by trust and partnership, and powered by science, innovation, and curiosity. As we look back at Earth from these windows, we are reminded that cooperation is not just possible, it is essential. Up here, there are no borders, and hope is universal. Grateful to be on board, and we're ready to get to work.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Good words there. We're going to continue monitoring the docking sequence, and I'll maintain awareness with you. You are go to doff suits per 4.012 and begin cabin configurations in 4.400 in parallel. For awareness, we will have big loop comms only until 2038. So again, we're big loop comms only. And at this time, I can report docking complete.
Docking complete and big loop comms only.
Great news. Docking is officially complete. Now that Dragon has completed its docking sequence, the spacecraft must undergo a handful of checks before the hatch is opened. First, let's have a quick recap here. They got suited up and took a very short ride to the launch pad, ingressed on Dragon, and then yesterday, February 13th at 2:15 a.m. Pacific time, 5:15 a.m. Eastern, the 9 Merlin 1D engines ignited and Falcon 9 lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40, beginning Crew-12's journey to the International Space Station. Our Stage 1 vehicle came back down to Earth and landed at our newest recovery site, Landing Zone 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Base. Dragon then separated from Falcon 9's second stage, allowing Dragon to fly free with Crew-12 on board. We had a good nose cone deploy, as well as completed 5 major burns on Dragon, and then docking was confirmed today at 12:15 p.m. Pacific, 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time today, February 14th, 2026. Thanks for being with us today, Sandra. It was great to have you, and thank you to everybody for tuning in.